Welcome back. My name is Joe Rodriguez. I'm the Cocopah Museum Director, and joining me is
Justin Brendan, Cultural Resource Manager for Cocopah.
Yeah, so we're back again. We're telling a little bit about our Cocopah cultural celebration, but most especially one of the main attractions of our celebration on Saturday, October 20th. That's just a few days away. Is our river exhibit. We're talking about this whole display here. It's a year in the making. We have had many elements to complete, and we finally completed it just recently. And Justin, part of that with cultural resources. A lot of this it has to do with his part of working with the tribe, with all the different plants and the river and the earth, and like with the plants here. What does that all entail for your part of the tribe?
Yeah, so cultural resources, like I know the museum really is focused on like the history and presenting the culture and telling the story of the tribe. And so what this exhibit really does a great job of is incorporating the history, but also looking at the cultural elements that the river provides us. And a big part of that is the traditional plants. So things like airweed, cottonwood, honey mesquite, the tules, all of these things are really important to the tribe because they provide the resources for almost all of our traditional foods and crafts. So emphasizing the fact that the river is what gives us so much of our culture and that we are so connected to the waters and to the river. This is a great exhibit to learn about that, to hear the stories of the elders who are also part of preserving our culture and spreading it for the next generation. So I think it's a great way to learn about that.
Yeah, it also incorporates like with our housing and tools and weapons and all the little different facets of everyday life. Plants are integral for making sure those things happen. For structures, like we see in the river picture, we have, what is that, cottonwood and tule?
Cottonwood and tule raft,
for
yeah.
rafts, so we're very dependent on all the resources that we have along the river, because the river water is life and provides what's needed for healthy growth. And so all of this we use as a tribe as a whole. Mm-hmm. One of the final elements to complete it, we had gone out to the river, interviewed a few of our elders, and were able to make this display and some quotations from them and their experiences growing up along the river, knowing that the tribe is based on the river, and that it affects us then and it affects us today. And we know that if we keep it and nurture it and make sure that nothing is spilled into it that's not safe, we want to make sure that it keeps flowing for generations to come and for forever. Mm-hmm. And Justin's department makes sure of that. And so we know that that's what we have seen, that the Cocopahs have lived. It is a necessary component to life for the Cocopahs, and this is what we are showing here on our display.
Now you made a video, right? Like
yeah.
The museum produced a video?
Yes, we did. One of the final components, along with our public relations department, were able to utilize their expertise and making sure we can get the best quality in the interviews, and we were able to put together the video. As we see here, our maintenance crew are very talented, and we made it seem like it's floating in the air. So it's not magic. But it's just something that we want to be able to show that their stories, what they saw growing up along the river, and that makes sure that all of us, not just Cocopahs, but everybody else that live near and around the river, we all partake of the river, right? Mm-hmm. All the communities, for hundreds of miles all the way around, they also receive from this river, and we're not just protecting it for us, but we're protecting it for the future. Mm-hmm. And for the surrounding communities.
Every Cocopah man, woman, and child is a water protector. It's a vital part of our culture. And for people that are not tribal members, learning about the significance of the river from a spiritual and cultural perspective is a great way to learn more about us as a tribe. So,
yeah, you can see the differences. The river has gone through the changes, and for us, it's an entity, a living entity, because it's very powerful, and at the same time, it can be controlled. But then, what happens to us when we see the river 100 years ago, I believe? This is what it used to look like if you're looking from Fort Yuma out to the Yuma Territorial Prison. And if you see the picture today on the hill at Fort Yuma and Yuma Territorial Prison, this is barely see anything. It's what, 75 to 100 feet across now, barely any water. And what happens then? Well, urban sprawl, everything else, all the livelihood with animals, and it's not the same anymore. I read an article, 1940, we had deer just down the road, 2 or 3 miles down the road. I don't think I've seen a deer ever in this area in the almost 50 years I've lived here. And so we can see the drastic changes that happens, and then nobody takes into account that the river is the life of this whole community, this whole valley, and we want to ensure that as far as that we can see that even though the landscape changes, we can do something now, we can do something today, and make sure that our river still flows, that our river is ongoing, and that it provides for all of our communities, including Cocopah.
So this Saturday, be sure to come check it out. Come stop by the museum. We'll have a bunch of people here that'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have and learn about the river. Be a part of it.
Yeah, enjoy. Take your time to read. No people pass by, and it's you can get a lot of information. You'll better yourself by knowing a lot more, and hopefully you'll gain more of an education of passing through on that day. It's a day of fun. We have a lot of activities going on, but at least you'll get to take home something more that you'll hold inside for the rest of your life.